But shit, I like just what I like, ain't nothing different. I like to roll up a blunt, I buy a zip every month. I like to pour up a drink, wanna feel more than a buzz, yeah. I like to fuck with your girl, she said my name when she come. I should be saving my funds, but I like spending it up, yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm bad habit.
Right now, once again, man, this 365 Never Ending Fight. We here today, man, with my cousin and the young generation. Let y'all introduce yourself. Whoever want to go first.
This Javon Jackson. That's my father across the table.
False. They call me False.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding, Jalen.
I'm about to say false.
I'm False is this man's social media. If anyone
Follow the TikTok.
follow it.
You're just gonna shamelessly plug us like that, Vaughn? That's crazy.
I had to plug it because you know how that go.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Senior, as Javon Jr. said, I'm his dad. This is my cross from the table, Jalen, my nephew-in-law, and my cousin, Court. So happy to be a part of this podcast, man.
For sure, man. But what we got here today, man, we just trying to understand the younger generation, you know what I mean, to get y'all point of view on life. You know what I mean?
Oh, word?
Oh, you got to say that.
Bro, what? My views on life are lit. What are you talking about?
You got to say that. First off, how old are you, False?
I'm 21.
21.
21, turned 22 in September. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Got to say that. Got to say it.
Super old.
Say super old. How old are you, cuzzo?
I'm 19. I'm finna be 20 in May.
Okay. But nah, man, cuzzo, man, we was on the phone, what was that, a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And I had this idea, man, because this peeping game, man, that was going on for us just in the world today, you know, I know how we came up, right? Mm-hmm. The environments that we came up and how it shaped us, you know what I mean, early on, you know. So that's why I want to do this, man, because one, I mentor young adults, you know what I mean? I sat with a few youngin' man who then committed some crimes that could have got them sent away for a long time, but I compare the crime to how they upbringing. You know what I mean? And the influence of, you know, music, the environment, etc., man. So that's what made me want to come and talk to, you know, sit down with y'all, man, get y'all point of view on things like that. But my first question for y'all, what lessons that y'all was taught from y'all parents that y'all use today?
Lessons that I was taught from my parents that I use today. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I'm weird, but I'm weird though, because the way I think about stuff is like, it's not like a lesson that I'm learning. It's more like an accumulation of things, like just visually seeing it, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So like, just for like example, like I have a strong work ethic. Like I'm grinding all the time to try to do different stuff. But that's just because I see my mom, and my mom works so hard, even just being a nurse. Like that's all she does. She goes to be a nurse, and she was working like 140 hours, and I'm like, per paycheck, and I'm like, bro, that's crazy. Mm-hmm. You working 140 hours a paycheck? That's nuts, dog. And then she gets hit for like taxes and stuff, and then, you know, I look at stuff as accumulation and stuff. You know, I don't really learn singular lessons. Like nobody's ever sat down and like told me one thing and taught me like a lesson, like a folklore at the end. You get like a lesson or something at the point. How do you feel?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I actually do know like a couple lessons that I was taught that stick with me. Like they really do stick with me. Like my pops, he done instilled some things in me, and I know one lesson that for surely over everything else: think before you do, think before you say, think before you react. Any of that, because going off of emotion it's a crazy. That go to a crazy route. So
right, acting on impulse.
I definitely live by that lesson. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's crucial. Even what you saying, you know what I mean, False. Yeah, you said no one never sat with you, right? Mm-hmm. But your mama taught you. She showed you.
She showed me through vision.
So it's not. So I'm saying it's not always with someone. Well, maybe that's my fault the way I structured that question. You know what I mean? Because man, you learn through action.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you was taught the grind.
Yeah, I was taught that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? She painted the picture of, you know, how to get it. You know what I mean? How to be consistent. You know what I mean? Even with you, cuzzo, like even with, you know, controlling your emotions. And it's funny because that was one of the things I want to speak about too, because that's crucial. That's what we learned growing up in Wind Terrace, how deadly it is when you can't control your emotion.
Right.
That's what you see now in the community now. A lot of young adults right now, man, tapping out or waking up in penitentiary.
Yeah.
Because they can't control their emotion. They are responding on impulse. You know what I mean? Versus, sitting back, analyzing and really breaking down what kind of response that situation need. You see what I'm saying?
A lot of times it takes for you to kind of fall in your face to really grasp that, like, you'll react instead of think. And then if you man enough, when you go home and you sit there after that reaction and everything out of dust settle, you'll be like, okay, maybe I could have just not did that. Like, I could have just simply thought about it before I went and did it, and then we would have been fine. But now I'm in this situation. Now I got to deal with this. Man, I didn't see that too many times. I don't like that. I ain't gonna lie.
So, I mean,
I speak off emotion though. Be real, like
you say you speak off
I
emotion?
speak off emotion. Like I just say whatever comes to mind. Honestly, like that's why I might say some wild stuff here or there. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean it doesn't mean like I don't know. I don't know how to like. People react off of emotion. You flash out or whatever, and people end up in like prison or something. I don't know. I'm a very I think a lot. You know what I mean? Like I'm very like I'm meticulous, but I'm not at the same time. Like I think about what I'm gonna say, but I kind of don't. Like I might just throw caution to the wind. You know what I mean? And I might say some wild stuff to the wrong person one day and get something happen to me, but I know that I don't react off of emotion most of the time. Like my physical reactions, like I might say something off of emotion, but I don't physically do stuff.
Okay.
That's the difference too.
Can you give me an example for can you give me an example when you responded for as verbal off of emotion?
Off of emotion?
Into who? With male or female?
This could be okay, you're talking about talking to somebody and specific talking to somebody.
Or a situation, anything.
Well, when I say like I talk off of emotion, like the whole Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing going on.
No, I ain't here.
You didn't hear about the Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing?
No.
Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, they were in like an abusive relationship, but I feel like it's
Okay.
mutually abusive.
Yeah. I think I heard a little bit about that. Yeah.
You know what
I'm
I mean?
late to it though.
So we were talking about it on while we were playing the game, and I might just say some wild stuff that I don't actually believe. Like I was just saying it. You know what I mean? I'm just saying it. Like I might say Amber Heard.
I'm about to say, but it's kind of different. It's kind of different when you like, cause I say what I mean, bro. Like when I really talking to you, I say what I mean. That's why I gotta watch myself when I do certain things. But then again, with me and you in the Discord talking to the guys, I'm just chopping it up. It's just all jokes and laughs. We know each other. None of these things that I'm saying is what I actually feel or believe about no community or nothing like that. But yeah, that's not how I feel or believe about no community. But when it's serious, I really do say what I mean.
Oh, that's crazy.
So it'd be hard for me to just go off emotion, because I will really say something that'll hurt somebody, and then it won't be renegable. Like you can't go back on that. You just can't go back on that.
Right.
So is it safe to say you just like talking shit sometimes?
I just like talking shit. I was literally about to just say Von's a white nationalist, bro. Like in reality, dude, like he's for the disseparation of the black community. Crap. Like you should see the TikTok clips, bro. He was talking about.
That's all Discord banter.
So I mean, as far as the music today, when we was young, right? Our parents used to say, the music has influenced us, and the music make us do X, Y, and Z. Do y'all believe that music today influence us in a positive or a negative way? And if so, I mean, which way?
I done watch people actual literal mood change with the song. Literally. I done literally watch people entire energy shift with the songs that's shifting. So it gotta play a part. But then again, I do feel like we got people with heads on their shoulders who know, okay, this is a song. He made this in the studio. This don't even mean that he's actually out there doing this. I don't need to be out there doing this just because I hear him saying. But some people really do. They don't use it. It's hard, but it's hard to even speak on people because a lot of people don't even use their head. Like in all reality,
It's just facts.
like you just hear a sound and just go. Like, and that is crazy to me.
What do you think?
It's definitely an influence.
You think it's an influence?
Yeah, I think it's because I'm more so spiritual, so I think it's everything happening in the spirit before it happening in the natural. It just manifests in the natural. But if you think about music, all music fits you in some type of mode. If it's romantic music, romantic mode. You know, you want to, romance your wife or whatever. You got movie that puts you in music that puts you in a crunk mode. Some music puts you in the chill mode. Some music you just sit back and think. All music puts you in some type of mode. Yeah, but like you were saying, you got to be, be able to, first of all, you got to be old enough, mature enough to listen to music and know how to process it and not allow it to affect you. That's the way I feel about it. But my main thing is, and I remember a long time ago I had this conversation, pretty much a debate. It's like, we was talking about, and I came up off of hardcore rap music. We come up off of that. We come up in the 90s, you know what I mean? So that was our era, 80s, 90s, more so the 90s. So Tupac, Biggie, all that stuff. But, if you got the right raising, then maybe it won't affect you like that. But what about the young men that grew up in the hood that didn't have no mom? I mean, a dad, or maybe no mom. So what's raising them?
Right.
It's only they listen to the music, and then the music is talking about the same thing they're seeing when they walk outside on the street: drugs, violence, all that stuff. So they're looking at these people, somebody on the street, somebody on the corner selling drugs, making a lot of money. Then they look at the video and they see them doing the same thing, make even more money, and glorifying it. That's gonna raise them. You know what I mean? That's gonna influence. That's the way I look at it. And so,
no, like you said, for us, how you say the music changes people's mood, right? Now, I don't know if y'all into frequency therapy.
I know what you. I've never done nothing about it, but I know what you're talking about.
I don't even know what that is.
Well, frequency. If you ever had an EKG, which is a heart scan, and it shows you the frequency, the lines that go like this. That's the same thing with music is frequency.
Right, that's good. That's
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we all on some type of frequency.
Yeah.
So like how you say people mood change, that's the frequency. Like you ever seen somebody driving, and I was talking to my brother the other day, and he was saying he was listening to Marvin Gaye, and he was happy he was listening to Marvin Gaye because he was driving in a civilized manner.
Yeah.
He was like, man, if I would listen to some rap, he drive faster. His foot is more heavier.
Yeah, man.
That's
Like, I mean, you more cocky. You might sit up in your seat.
That's right. That's right.
I get to,
That's right.
I'm
Yeah, I mean,
I might get to whip it on boys.
Yeah.
I get to tear that highway.
Especially you guys.
Real shit. Like, I mean,
A good example too is like I said, we came up Tupac, Biggie. We came up in that era, right?
Yeah.
And so you was either a Tupac fan or a Biggie, or you could have been both. But most people lean one or the other. But we all agree that they both was great.
Yeah.
So I'm more so Tupac. And even when I look back now and listen to some of his old songs now, he had some great songs, but he had some dark songs too. He had some songs that were just, basically I thought it was helping me therapeutic. I thought it was therapeutic, but really it wasn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I got, I went more into like if I was feeling like depressed, I was like, oh yeah, he's saying something that I agree with, so I'm even more in my depression as opposed to coming out of it.
I feel that because when I listen to music, like I always think about the person that's making the music. I'm like, all right, yeah, he's rapping about all of this, but like I want to be where I get envious really easy. Like you start rapping about big chains, big houses, you got all these cars. Like I get envious, bro. I'm like, bro, I want that. What are you talking about? Like I don't want to listen to you rap about it. I don't want to listen to you rap about it, bro. I want that. What are we doing? Like I don't care that you got it. That's cool. I want it.
Right.
What's up? You know what I mean?
but think about the picture that they paint. Like, I'm glad that you was honest to say that you get envious, because a lot of people do. Some people is not mature enough to even say that. So imagine the envious part, and you got somebody who don't have it, but they grew up in a certain environment. They walk around with a big old gun on them, and they see this cat walking down the street with a chain on it, real or fake. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean. It can influence you to make a move to take something that you don't have.
Right.
You know what I mean? You really been shaped in that moment. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of people will never have confidence to say what you just said right there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm envious, but like also like I I also understand the work that's put into stuff. So it's like, yeah, I could be envious of what you got, but I respect fully that I probably shouldn't have that. Like, I probably didn't put in as much work as you did to go after your dreams and get it. Like,
Right.
so I would never, like, I get envious, but I'm also like, I just need to work harder.
Yeah.
That's all it is. I need to work harder. I need to do more. I need to do more research. I need to stop sitting here watching whatever I'm watching on my phone. If I start watching something on my phone and I'm watching like anime or something, sometimes I just turn it off. I'm like, why am I watching this, bro? Like, I need to go look at the stock market or something. Like, I need to read news. Why am I looking at this? Go come up with something. Go edit something on your computer or something. Like, stop watching this, bro.
But the flip side of that too is like, you know, we got to be, you know, more responsible. I'm talking about the people in the music industry, especially our culture. You got to be more responsible with the stuff, the content that we put out, what we talk about too. You know what I mean? Because it's, you know, if you want to talk about, you know, how many cars you got, how much money you got, change, you know, when you get to a certain level, that's all you can talk about because you're not in the streets no more. And so I get that. But what about talking about, you know, having social conscience? What, you know, something with some meaning to it. And basically, like, if I was rich, filthy rich, I had a whole bunch of chains, I had a whole bunch of cars, money, houses, and all that stuff, me personally, I wouldn't really boast about it. You know, it's kind of like because I would feel guilty about that because I know people that, you know, some of my family members or friends of family members or anybody that come from my community don't have it. I'm the only one up here with it. It's just like perfect example. If I got, you know, a Maserati, you know what I mean, I just got a house in Indian Hills, but you still live where you live at. You live in the hood, right? And I come over here talking about, man, I got this, I got that. It's gonna be natural for you to be envious. Why would I throw that in your face? You know what I mean? But a lot of people in our culture don't think like that. You know what I mean?
You know what? It's a name for that too, cuz. It's called survivor remorse, right? That's for people like basically what you just described. You know what I mean? Now for some, I can go back and forth with that theory just a little bit because there's nothing wrong with enjoying the fruits of your labor.
Right,
either.
ain't nothing wrong with that. Right.
Now, you can't go on Dutch, pull up in the Benz, big earrings, chain,
Right.
and have a conversation like that with a flock of brothers who
Yeah.
ain't got it.
Goons.
Don't be shocked.
Yeah.
Don't be shocked you walk out of that butt naked.
Yeah,
like, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
You know, so it's all about, there's nothing wrong with enjoying your fruits because you work for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if that make you feel uncomfortable, you got to ask yourself why. Because that's an internal thing. Had nothing to do with the man who accomplished.
Right.
That's
Right.
that's something within yourself saying like, I need to get on my huffy.
That's
Like,
what I'm saying.
I need to wake the fuck up and get
It's
this
money.
money.
It's
I'm
motivation.
tripping.
You should get motivated.
Yeah, it's
like,
motivation.
You need to see
But
something.
I'm talking
to
about
aspire
like
for.
I 100% agree with that. You know what I mean? That you know, definitely get your money and whatever you want. Get your needs in whatever you want because you work for it. But my thing is when I throw it in your face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
That's
I
a
just
lot of that's
that's-
every rapper now.
I see the flip side of
Yeah,
it.
literally what they go.
Yeah.
Argue about who got more.
I don't know, man. I just like we're talking about flaunting money and rappers. I just think like you need to see that though. Like you need to see that because if you don't see it, then you got nothing to aspire for. You don't know the heights you can reach. If you don't see what you know what I'm saying. Like if somebody made it to the moon, now you're thinking, oh, we could travel into space. Maybe I can go be an astronaut or something. It's all because somebody went into the moon. Like that's all they. You know
It's
what I
your
mean?
reference point.
Right.
So it's funny, man, because Lil Cork, right, which is my son, he just did he got a YouTube channel called Steps to Success, and he did a mini documentary on my life, his experience of me growing up in Winter Terrace and my reference point. My reference point wasn't far. My reference point was the next brother on the block. You know what I mean? Yeah, when I was younger, I used to go at my uncle's house and they got the big house, but that wasn't my reality. That was a weekend thing. And once I hit 16, I was in the way then.
Right.
So I didn't see that. So my reference point, now when I had a son, I knew to pull him out of Winter Terrace and take him to Mason. So I showed him a different reference point. You know what I mean? I tapped into mine when I used to go to my uncle's house in them big houses, so I was able to pull myself out of them Winter Terrace and go to Mason to show him a different reference point.
Right.
Now he's 23, living in Scottsdale, Fort Lauderdale, his reference point is a little farther than mine.
Right.
But sometimes, like you say, we do need to see the reference point. I mean, that it can be done. It can, people like us, black men, women, whatever, can make it to another level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not just expire to ride on 24s and goes in your mouth. And, it's bigger than that. You know what I mean? That's what I love about social media today. It's a lot of bullshit.
That's what I had. That's what I had wanted to say for real.
Go ahead.
People don't really give don't give artists enough credit though. You do always bash artists for the stuff that they talk about and this and that. But like he was saying, to see somebody up there like that do motivate you to get up there like that. And I done heard this countless of times, like XXXTentacion, Juice WRLD. They done really save lives. Like they done really help people with their depression. Like people going through a terrible spot, they'll hear that person and just want to listen to their music until they feel better. And people don't appreciate that enough. I don't think that get appreciated enough for real.
But even that, I agree with that too. But it's like you name a few. It's a select few that are doing that. So you need to appreciate those individuals. But it's a lot of bad apples that make the bunch.
I mean, but you know what, man? Like I say, man, I think it all starts within the home anyway.
Right.
Because you gotta be able to. I mean, I said it with a grain of salt because I just had that a few minutes ago at the Baby Vegan spot, and I was there talking to somebody about what we doing right here, and I was hitting start in the home, and she kind of looked at me like, "What you do?" But we all know that you can teach your kids all type of things. Once they leave the house, they on their own time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they might be influenced about who they around once they leave the house. But that's why you got to. It's so much. It's really a science to it, man, and it's really. You just got to pray on it too, man, because you never know, what them elements look like once they leave that door. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy because like I'm so strange because like even since I was young, like I always like it's hard for me to get like impressed on or like follow the crowd or something because like I think like I don't know. That's the one thing. If I have a kid, like I hope that he realizes he's his own person. Like you got to realize that like. You are you, like no matter what else is going on around you, there might be peer pressure or whatever, but you need to go home with yourself. You're going home alone. You're not like, what I mean? These people aren't always going to be around. You need to think for yourself. And that's why even having a kid is like scary to me because it's like you don't know what they're going to be like. Like even looking at my siblings, I'm like, I don't know like if you realize in your brain that like these things might be you might have just gotten something from your friend. You might have just she might have left an impression on you. You start going out with your friends and doing random stuff. Now, I don't know.
You end up in a bad spot.
Right, you end up in a bad spot. I just hope that they realize that like you're your own individual. You need.
So what do you do? Like, so I mean, y'all freshly young adults, right? And I'm sure your parents then had similar conversations what you just described. Like, what have y'all been in a situation where y'all had to think for y'allself in that moment? Like, man, that ain't even me. Like, I'm gonna let y'all rock out. Call me when y'all finish. Type situation. Have y'all ever been in that situation like that where you had to let your partner do him, whatever that is, and you had to remove yourself? Like,
there's been plenty of times. Like even when I was younger, like I'm not impressionable, but like somebody might do some stupid stuff around me. Like you might do something stupid. Like one of my friends one time, he stole a phone from Kings Island. And then the cops got called. He turned on the phone. He tried to jailbreak it, all this stuff, and then. They did the Find My iPhone thing. So the cops ended up at like the house and everything, and all that went down. And after that went down, I was like, bro, I didn't even know he stole the phone at first. Like I didn't know he picked up a phone and stole it. Like, and then after all that happened, and we're getting questioned by the cops and everything. I'm like, bro, I don't mess with you no more. Like just after that, like I just never popped back up. I was just like, yeah, bro, I don't vibe with you like that. Like, don't steal a phone from Kings Island. Like when you're on the Kings Island, have fun. Don't steal a phone from Kings Island and then not tell nobody. And then I wake up in the next morning and you're sitting at the computer trying to jailbreak a phone that you didn't have yesterday. Like, what are you doing, bro? When the cops pull up to the house and we're all getting questioned, like I don't even know where that came from, cuz.
Right.
Bring it to my house, though.
Right, like what are you doing, bro?
Yeah, I can dig it.
No, I'm about to say I done been through some scenarios like that. Just like that. I remember being in school, and I never been the goody two shoe type. I can't lie. I done stole plenty of times in my life when I took stuff, but it was like I also use my head. If I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna get away with it 9 times out of 10. But these dudes, like, they going into the well, I think it was the coach's office or something, or like the head of the athletic director, I think. And they going in there stealing. And they good, come here, grab this for me. This, and I'm like, I mean, I could have been stupid and just, I ain't scared. Come on, let's go.
Right.
And in there, but I'm smarter than that. I know that there's cameras right down the end of that hall. The moment we walk around this bin with the pockets heavy, you stupid, bro. You go ahead and take care of that. I'm gonna go ahead and be by myself. Y'all go ahead and take care of that. If I'm scary because I ain't go with you, then I'm scary.
Bro.
That's just what it is, bro. But I'm not stupid like you are. Then
Right.
next day, all of them gone. Every one of them, like every single, didn't see them again until towards the end of the school year. Like, bro, everybody's gone. I'm like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta be smarter than this, and I gotta be smarter than this. That's where you really get to realizing, like, yeah, you gotta think for yourself, because you let somebody else think for you, you'll be laying right next to them.
And that'll teach you to watch the company you keep too.
Oh, that's a
fair
good point.
Yeah.
If you're gonna steal something, at least be like, okay. Maybe it wasn't even that he stole something. Maybe it was just like, bro, you stole that and you sucked at stealing, bro. Why you do that and you sucked at it, bro? Don't bring that around me. I don't want that failure next to me, cuz. You gonna steal something, be decent about it, bro.
You almost got caught on your first time
bro.
stealing.
Your first time stealing something for keys out, you gonna steal a phone, and the first phone you stole, you gonna get caught doing it, bro. I don't mess with you, cuz. I'm not with all the failures out here, bro. Trying to make something. What if I'm a scam credit cards? I'm gonna scam them, bro. I ain't getting caught.
So if you're gonna do wrong, do it the right way.
If I'm gonna do wrong, do it well.
Do it the right way.
Hey, you know what's funny, man? I know we laughing about that for us, you know, because I done grew up around cats where they hustling, used to hustle, whatever the case may be, and then they see grow up to be a hustler, and it's like, what do you do with that? You have to if you're gonna do it, you have to sit them down and still at least give some type of game, because they're going to do it regardless.
Facts.
They're going to do it regardless. Now you can say, oh, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. But I'm going to say, don't do it, but if you do it, X, Y, and Z. I mean, now, and these are all the consequences that come with that, so, you know, don't be surprised. You see what I'm saying?
Facts.
You know, but I have witnessed a few of my partners, man, sons grow up to be in the way, and I asked myself, like, did you even tell him? Like, I mean, you know, I know sometimes, I know back in the day, man, with my uncles, man, my cousin, and they was raised, you know, in a better environment. And they never wanted them around to come to the tea. They ain't want to come to the tea and hang with us, because Winter Terrace was Winter Terrace, right? Mm-hmm. But it was like, y'all from Winter Terrace. They parents from Winter Terrace. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, how you know, you have to show them the other side, because when they get older, they gonna run to the hood. Yeah, they out there in Forest Park, Fairfield, where it's safe or bad, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Whatever attitude you want to call it. You know what I mean? But once they hit a certain age, they want to run to where they think where the fun at, which is in the hood. So when they get out there, I mean, they're like a deer in headlights.
That don't even like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, but you'd be surprised how many parents want to keep that image of, don't, you know what I mean, I'm gonna keep you out here safe. That only work when they kids. Once they hit 16, 17, start driving, or able to get in the car with a friend, and they take that trip. You know how many times, man, me and Bonnie talked about that not so long ago. How many times, man, I'm sitting on the corner of Dutch, and especially when it comes to chicks, they pull up, and they live all the way out in the boonies somewhere, but they come and they find their way right there on Dutch. You know what I mean? And we take advantage of them, big time.
Yeah.
Because, you know, at the time, that's what we was on.
I already knew where he was going now.
Because they gullible, basically.
They gullible. Ain't nobody teach them nothing.
They got the same street smarts.
You know, they excited to see a gun. They excited to see that energy. And we giving them all the energy. Like, you know what I mean? You know, but it's like, I done had cousins follow suit to that. Like, I mean, really get took advantage of. Because parents think they can shield their babies. And they can't. Because they got to grow up. So you got at the point I'm making is you just got to sit them down, man, and pull the whole motherfucking curtain back on your life. Because if not, that social media, they gonna teach them. They gonna, you know what I mean? Y'all, this is the life. It's live and winter. It's fun. There's a lot of people outside, but you don't know what it come with. You know what I mean? You know, many times people done walked up and got their head knocked off
Yeah.
out the blue. You know what I mean? Yeah, it looked fun, but that sun drop is on the floor.
Fun, but I don't know. Even the most fun stuff to me, like it's never the most fun stuff that I see. It's not happening in the hood. Like on Instagram and stuff, like I see lit stuff. I'm like, bro, it's going down in Miami. Like it's at the clubs, like where it's millionaires in there. Like that's all that's in there, bro.
It just depends on what you see as fun.
For sure.
Right.
Depends on what you see as fun. To me, I don't like to be around a whole lot of people.
Yeah.
That's why I told you, like, I really had to put myself in that mind state to really go out of town and go kick it with 1,000 people surrounding me. Like, I don't like that. But
I didn't think I was like that either.
But I do see why some people like it. It's just an energy to feed off of. Like, and certain energies in the hood be.
Have you ever been out of town?
Yeah, I've been out of town a couple times.
Where you been?
Been Myrtle Beach. I've been in New Orleans.
You been in New Orleans?
Yeah, I told you.
How old were you in New Orleans though?
I think I was like 17.
See, now when you go to New Orleans at 21, you realize,
16.
bro, you go to the bars and you start, and it's
You been to New Orleans?
it's spring break. I went there in spring break just like last month or something, right in the middle of spring break. I had never thought I would like to party or nothing, Vaughn, bro. I never even partied before. I went to New Orleans. That was the most fun. Bro, it was so turned out there. We was lit on Bourbon Street. Are you crazy? It was turned up.
I'm gonna tell you something. The fun part. I mean, I want to be the Dapper Dan, and you know what I mean. But it's nothing wrong with the party. The party is good. We did it, right? And you can have fun, but you always have to be on your P's and Q's.
That's why.
You know what I mean? You could parlay. You could parlay all night.
It was messed up.
You know what I mean? But you gotta be, man, especially in other cities and towns and in other spots, because they can see you a mile away. Oh, okay, you're a tourist.
Facts. They knew.
They can smell it on you. Like, I was just in Miami, man, visiting my son. We went down to Miami for the first time down there, and I'm telling myself, I'm like, man, if I was down here in my 20s, I'd be in trouble. Like, you know what I mean?
in trouble.
Because I'm sitting back and we sitting up eating some wings, just looking down. I'm just people watching at this point. So I'm like, man, and you can see it on their eyes. The girls, they half naked. The guys, they lurking. I'm just reading the crowd, like, because I'm really like with my son because he just moved down there. So I'm trying to really show, like, basically the conversation we having here, I do with court. Just instead of we in the way now. I'm out there with him, just basically scenarioing all night. Like, oh, look at this motherfucker. Like, look at that. Look at, you know what I mean? To see how he would respond.
Staying in Miami?
Now he's in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know what I mean? He just moved to Fort Lauderdale a couple of weeks ago. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's just, man, I would have been in trouble down there, man, because this one chick just got found murdered in her hotel room by the two little young boys down in Miami, down in spring break. They down there probably laced her with something and ran it and took her up top and left her dirtball bad on the bed. Like, you know what I mean? And these cats went up to 18, 19, 20. And they about to do forever in a day. Because the scenario was too big for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Wow. That's the danger part, man. Like, you know, quick question, man. Why do you think young adults don't want to listen to they OGs or a adult figure?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I could tell you why. It's more so about the peers. People don't want to listen to their adults and they elders because it look lame in their peers' eyes. And you always around your peers. You do see your elders every day too, but you're always surrounded by your peers, the people that you put yourself around. And if they look at you like, I don't know, they look at you like less of a man because you listening to another man, even though you know you getting good advice or whatever, then you keep hearing that, you keep seeing that, and you keep feeling that energy. You're gonna feel like less of a man. So to feel like more of a man, or to feel like, oh, I'm my own man, I don't need no none of this and none of that. You're gonna listen to yourself subconsciously, listening what your friends saying anyway.
Right.
So I can already tell what that's about.
Right.
That's what I think, like, it depends on what you're telling me. Like, and it also depends on where you are in life. That whether or not I'll respond to what you're actually telling me.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're doing, I mean, I'm 21, I'm doing okay, but like, if you're doing as well as I'm doing and you're like 40, don't tell me nothing. Don't tell me stuff, bro. Like, it is what it is, bro. Like, I'm trying to progress. I'm trying to go further. Like, if you weren't looking at like the older generation, like, honestly, people missed out on a lot of stuff. Like, You had people could have been around when Bitcoin was just starting. Like I had no finances when Bitcoin was starting. I didn't even know, but I was like 11. It was like 12. Somebody would have bought a Bitcoin for me. I'd have $52,000 right now. That's all I'm saying. You should have bought a Bitcoin. What are you doing? Do some research, dog. Don't tell me nothing.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying, man.
That's a good point.
Getting advice from somebody who ain't doing good.
If you don't, if you're not doing bad, if you're not in a position to tell me something, don't tell me nothing. It is what it is, and that's probably stupid on my part, because I bet there's a lot of people who probably could impart some knowledge on me just because they've been around so long. And even then, I'm still like.
I mean, but that's just a natural response for somebody who's younger. You're younger right now. You know what I mean? You ain't even, your mind is not even fully developed yet. I think they say your mind don't fully develop till you 25?
25. You still got a soft spot.
So you're gonna. That's actually. Yeah, you still got a soft spot.
Go ahead, fat. You feel it. You see that motherfucker go in. Do like this. You're gonna be like. You might start drooling like Gerber baby, like.
Hey yo.
But that old saying, what's that old saying? Don't do what you see me do. Do what I tell you to do. I mean, do what I tell you to do.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Man, that is a bad saying.
It really is.
It is a bad saying.
It's not even. That don't even make sense. It's weird.
We grew up with that saying.
It make you a contradiction. That's what it is.
Really is.
You know, we all hypocritical, man. We say stuff. You know what I mean? What, like if I might, and I'm not like this, I might be anti-gay, bashing gay, but as soon as your child came out and said they're gay, then you like, I kind of, now you understand it now. You know what I mean? But first you hated gays.
Right, now you hate gays.
So we all have a little bit.
You found out your son.
You know what I mean? It depends.
You're against them, right?
What are you? Did I say that?
No, I didn't mean that for that conversation. I was just making.
Oh no, I was just saying. Yeah, your son's very.
No.
But now, for what you say, man, for like you said, what Vaughn just really said, about y'all being younger, man, because someone is not on a certain level or appear to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because everything is all about perception.
Oh my God.
So if somebody walk up on you, you don't know what that man got.
Yeah.
You don't know where that man been. You ain't got a clue. It's all. I think it's the delivery with the young brothers, with the young people. Now you can't come in there, yeah. You know what I mean? Your motherfucker look at you like, bro, who was you? I think it's all about the delivery. Yeah. If someone come to you like, bro, check this out, woo, and push on, you might, okay.
Yeah.
You might not tap into it tomorrow. You might tap into it 2 weeks from now.
Right.
Like, damn, I remember motherfucker just told me the other day, like, old school down at the bottom of the hill by the stove with a fifth in his hand.
Right.
With dress pants on, with dress shoes, getting drunk. Like, gave me some straight game.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's not about the worst thing you could do is judge where the information coming from. Now, you could take it with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? I ain't saying taking face value. But if it makes sense to you a little bit, because you could tell when something makes sense, like, and even if it don't make sense, it might come back across you later on. Yeah. Like, damn, okay, that's what he was talking about.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
When I worked I used to work at this place. It was like an electric supply company, and I only worked with like 3 other people, but one of them was this old guy, and he was like 67, and we were so cool. Like, we were really cool. We used to talk every day, and it was crazy because he used to always say the stupid saying, perception is reality to the perceiver. And I was always like, yeah, whatever, yada, yada, yada. And later on in life, you're like, bro, that is the most true saying ever, bro. Like, I perceive ever, like, however I perceive it is how I perceive it, dog. Like, I might say some wild stuff just based off of how I perceived it in my reality. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's saying, and that is just something like, you just pass a comment. Just perception is reality to the perceiver. You just say that as some stupid thing. Just some random drop.
Yeah. And pushed on.
That's why I feel like social media is such a problem. Like, because it's way more of an issue than the music industry or influence alone. Like, you can't go on there without seeing somebody arguing the dumbest case on the planet and really bashing any other human that don't feel the same. And it's crazy because then that person can find a group of people like that, and now it's a big group of people who bashing anybody who don't feel the same as them, and like, and then it just grow and grow and grow.
Right.
People argue the stupidest.
I'm gonna tell you what I call social media. Social media is filled with a lot of cults. Like, it's so easy to create a cult. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
it's just like Ron just said, it's so easy to find somebody who agree with your bull. Like, like, I mean, and then you swear that's law. Like, you know what I mean? You know, but that's once again, that's your law, that's your perception. Somebody agree with you and you run with it. Like, you know what I mean?